Reasonable river. We bet call this river. Yeah, now we call. Yo, I'm not sure if this stream is going to work, but we'll try our best. So let's get some far on the Zoom going. Think you'll bear with me with the break. I hope the stream does work and we'll try and stream for a few hours maybe. Yeah, the reason I'm worried about the stream working is because my current internet, which is being upgraded, says there's almost no upload speed. So that might be a big factor. But we'll see. If this doesn't work, obviously, as soon as we get that sorted in a few days, we'll be back streaming. Flopped a set on table 3. We'll start with a small C bet. Yeah, we're going to overbet this turn. Table 1, we called a 3-bet cutoff versus button, and we're probably going to usually check raise this. And we'll definitely check raise versus that sizing. Don't think we have to check raise too big. Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. It's good to be back. Hopefully make some money, or spew some money, whatever you guys want to see. You can probably see a painting in like the bottom left of the screen, and that's hopefully going to go up soon. And versus 3-bet, we're definitely not folding yet. We're going to continue by calling. I don't think he's going to ever... He has some bluffs here, and I think he's just not going to fold 10s if we jam. Plus we have the backdoor diamonds. And I'm debating a donk on the turn to try and make him fold a hand like queens now. And we can fold out some equity when he was bluffing us with like ace king. I think donk is pretty good. Obviously not folding if he does jam. But I have plenty of 2 pairs. And we're usually behind now, but we can't fold. That's 1 for me. That's 2 for me. We're back, we're running good, and it's good to be back. Thank you for tuning in. That's the end of the stream. Table 1 we defend, or table 2, sorry, we defended, and now we're gonna be... We can mix check call, check raise here. I think versus this size we'll go with check raise. And on the turn, I think we do want to keep betting with 2 pair. We've got a heart, king of hearts, maybe a check. And on the river, when he doesn't raise, we have to decide between check call or bet. I think with the king of hearts potentially being in his hand, I do think I like bet. Let me take it down. In general, we're going to call 4 bets, button versus cut off with aces. Changes a little bit. It's a bit different when you're deeper, but we're not deep here, so generally going to always call the 4 bet. And no need to worry about that, but we'll start with our little C bet. Right, for some safer turns and rivers to barrel off. New condo is sick. I will make a video with the new condo. The thing that slows me down making a new video is now I'm living here, I just make it into a mess. Turn is pretty close. The king obviously isn't great for him, but he says plenty of like 8 9s. I expect his 10 9 to check raise a lot on the flop, but he's still going to have plenty of hands he's going to call with. I'm still going to have plenty of hands I'm going to bluff with. Ace of hearts, if he does jam, does reduce his semi bluffs quite a lot, I think. His semi bluffs maybe like ace jack of hearts, ace 8 of hearts. So if I'm ever going to fold the ace of hearts. And it's pretty nice when he doesn't jam. I now have to debate whether I want to jam. I think I do with aces and maybe not with ace king. King jack, I imagine just jams a turn. I could be wrong about that. I think I do have to jam aces. Could be wrong here, guys. We like tag. Cool. Yeah, take it down. Probably ahead. So how much of my online strategy changes when I play live? Well, I have a little bit of an issue with that question in that I feel like if you understand poker at a deeper level, your strategy starts at a deeper level than is just, am I playing live or am I playing online? So I would say if I'm being really sort of answering your question correctly, I don't change at all my strategies. They just happen to differ based on the opponents that I'm playing. Then it's more obvious to pick their tendencies up where I'm going to bet bigger or smaller and all that kind of stuff. Then we have to keep betting here versus a weaker player when we don't block the top pairs. So yeah, I kind of want to say my strategy doesn't change at all, but you're going to see a lot more like go massive when I've got it and go smaller when I don't have it as an exploit. But I do that in this game if that was the right thing to do. So 3-bet this one, clear C-bet on the flop. Turn, generally going to be checking my range, backdoor flush draw, and pairing a card that I generally don't have. Thank you for the sub. If you want to see the old streams, please take a look. There's obviously going to be a bunch more coming out this week now that we're back streaming, and it seems to be working fine. And the ace is slightly better for me, but this is probably not a hand that I want to put into this category of bet. So we are going to start with check. We need more often longer streams. Yeah, I appreciate that's what you want, but I've got stuff to do. I do enjoy streaming, but I don't want it to become a job, if that's the right way of phrasing it. I enjoy YouTube. I enjoy some of the other projects I'm working on. So I don't want to burn out. I'm happy to kind of ramp up the volume now that I've got somewhere to live permanently. But I don't want to go all in just yet. Anyway, flop trips. Maybe I should. In the last video we started talking about shot taking ASAP as pre-limit, but many buy-in, would you recommend doing it? So a shot take, I'd probably say 20 buy-ins. So that seems reasonable. But if you think about it, let's say you're playing 50-0 and your win rate's like 2 big blinds per 100, and let's just say for the sake of argument, you know that's factually correct. Your win rate is 2 big blinds. 100-0 isn't twice as hard as 50-0. So you should always move up, because even if your win rate goes to like 1.2, you're still making more money by moving up. And if you're smart, you're going to be able to learn more from moving up, because you're going to be playing against better players, and you'll be like, oh, what do I do in this spot? And if you're thinking about the game properly, you'll improve faster as well. And then this is a clear bet, but I'm not thrilled. And we take it down. We defended pre, defended the flop, and we're value betting the turn. Wouldn't have hated check actually with the ace of diamonds if I thought about that a bit longer. And again, getting check raised here is kind of annoying. I'm just trying to think about what he's actually... It's annoying that we have the ace of diamonds, but I don't expect the check raise ace of diamonds that much anyway. I think he would check call more with a nut flush draw. I kind of got myself in a pickle here. I'm just going to fold. I don't want to play a guessing game. I think I should just check the turn. Table number 1, we opened, got called by the small blind, and he called the flop, and now he's check raised me on the turn, which is weird. I'm going to call because I have the king of diamonds and probably stack off on most rivers, but I'm not happy. It's the best river in the deck, really. And we'll put him in. And that's annoying, but whatever. Thank you for the follow, and we're going to start with a small bet here. And we're going to overbet the turn, which we do with sets as well. And we're going to overbet the river. And table 1, we check call flop, and we're going to check raise turn. It was a multi-way flop. We opened, button called, small blind called, checks through on the flop, and he stabs in position. And then we check called, this guy folds, and then turn we check raise, and now we're going to go for the check raise again, blocking the board, and hopefully value bets like ace 10 anyway, slash bluffs. And he had queen jack spades, so that worked out pretty well. And we're going to be all in on table 1, I think. So either we run into aces 700 deep. The session was going so well. Random question, but any thoughts on how Dino vs Doug plays out? Well, Doug's a clear favourite. If you read the Daniel Negreanu blog on what his thoughts are on the whole match, they're pretty ridiculous in my opinion. I think Daniel Negreanu just has this weird level of like he thinks like the world is. He has this. He must get like so many criticisms through being like a celebrity in poker that he's somehow now got a warped view that any criticism of him is just completely invalid or not true. Like he's got this like defense blanket against him. Like so you read the whole blog about how it's and how he sort of tried to attack Doug and say like, oh, it's not fair because Doug's been playing heads up for years and Doug doesn't like giving money to charity and all this other random crap that makes like Doug sound like a bad person, and just kind of points out to me that Daniel Negreanu just is out of touch with what the world thinks of him. And I think that's again like a defensive mechanism he must have from just having so many criticisms just thrown at him all the time. And I feel a little bit sorry for him with that, but the thing is, Daniel Negreanu knows he's an underdog, and he's clearly an underdog. But if Daniel does happen to win, like let's say it's even if it's 1% chance and Daniel wins, he just gets to shut Doug up forever. So I can see why Daniel takes it. I don't think he's got a chance realistically over a reasonable sample at a game that Doug is clearly way better than him in. So it seems a little bit like a little bit stupid for him to take it. But if he does win, then he gets to keep Doug quiet for a long time. So that'd be interesting. I mean, how do you manage to control yourself in tougher sessions? I lose 7-8 buy-ins and end up bleeding money. Good luck, mate. Enjoy the stream. I just try not to care about the money and try to care more about just making good or bad decisions. Calling a check raise here with aces. I think it's pretty standard. And then when he bets so small in the time, still just going to call with the ace of spades. Might raise without it. I don't think I can fold aces, but I'm not very happy. Just trying to think what his natural bluffs are. Maybe it's so small in the turn. He's never got queens. Might have fives. So either we have I'd rather call kings here so I don't block ace queen, but I don't think I can fold aces. Nice. Yeah, we'll have a look at table 2. Start with a small c-bet. And I think we want to keep betting. I think when we bet so small, we definitely want to keep betting, but we won't bluff the river. Reasonable river. Or we bet call this river. Yeah, now we call. That's kind of annoying. At least we kept it small. Yeah, we're calling a 4-bet here. Interesting, he checks back, but I'm just going to give up once he does that. And on the river, I lose to ace king, but I also beat some weak ace x, so I'm going to block. The condo I have bought to live in on the pretense that it will go up in value when the market returns, so it's an investment. But if I am away for a long period of time, I will rent it out. Yeah, I think he's sick if he manages to jam ace king here, honestly. I do think he's capable of jamming ace king here, which is a really sick jam. I don't think he has, especially with the king of clubs. I don't think he has that many. He could have quad 10s, but that tends to be just a call pre. I think he can have some like king queen suited. I think yeah, I'm just trying to think what bluffs he has. Just don't see any bluffs. That's the main thing here. So I'm gonna fold, but pretty sick if he's bluffed me here. Well played. This guy's donking into me and he's in trouble here, so we're just gonna call. I 3-bet and he donked. A lot of people, I was the same when I was coming up. I was like, I'd grind the shit out of volume. I'm gonna raise him because, well, I'm gonna raise small because I don't think he ever folds any equity, and he might just stick it in with a set, and he's never folding a draw anyway. So I don't think he's gonna always bluff me. If the board was dry, I would just call. Wow, well, I fucked that up. Just call top sets, everybody. Don't try an exploit. Just call. Pocket kings. We're gonna be forwarding. Not my favorite flop, but not the worst. And we will be going all in without the king of hearts and hopefully stacking ace queen. Hold. That's one for him. Yeah, at least we won the second board. We run so bad. GingePoker moving from 2.5 to 5.10 is a big jump. Other players that much better. Absolutely not. I actually think that moving from 2.5 zoom to 5.10 reg is actually way easier. Because most of the regs there are there because they've been bomber hunting and they're generally weaker regs. So generally reg table regs are worse than zoom regs. Like if you're comfortably beating 500 zoom, you're going to be beating up to 2k for sure. Would you try and RFI in a disproportionate amount of hands on multi-way post flop? I would probably change my RFI to I would probably RFI more hands that play well multi-way and fold to more offsuit broadways. And this is a pretty clear call. Don't think we raise. Interesting small sizing. He's put me in some spots today, to be fair. I check raise, he bets. It's just so weird when he bets small on the turn because I kind of expect him to go big with an 8, knowing that I'm going to have to call like my 2 pairs and sets. Maybe he has like, I think he could still go small with like 8x of hearts, but I have a reasonable blocker to like 8-6 of hearts, and also to go small with like 10-8. But then what are his bluffs? His bluffs here are like 4x, I think. Does he have that many 4x with nothing? Then now I don't want the 6 because like 6-4 is a bluff, but then he doesn't bluff that on the turn. Anyway, he has ace-4. I think I'm folding, but I think it's probably could be a call, but I'm gonna fold. Alright, start guessing the results. This is our last table. Yeah, so here's the graph. Looks like we're down, what is it, 700? Yeah, we're down 704, slightly above EV. Let's go through some of the bigger hands. Well, it looks like we were winning pretty smoothly, but we ran good, and then obviously we had the a few big pots where we lost, and then we're slowly coming back. But what are you gonna do? Good little warm-up session, I guess. Let's have a look at the biggest pots. So this one was slightly deeper. We're like 730 effective, and I jam free. I think that's fine. Could be just a call though when we're this deep for sure, especially as the big blind. So that's $750 down the drain versus aces. Ace 9 suited, we get 3-bet, we call. Oh yeah, we ran good in this one. So we check raise flop, which he 3-bets, and we call with a backdoor flush draw. Definitely could. I think check raise is standard. I think calling is okay. And turn diamond, I think I do like lead. And once he does jam, we are pretty much going with it. So what are you gonna do? And then this one we have aces, we 3-bet. And this is one we check raises us. He check raises, bets tiny on the turn, and then jams the river. We're a bit scared on the river, but Let's see fish, not folding. And then we just lost loads of medium pots, and we'll wrap that up there with all the all-ins. But we won 2 all-ins, we ran good, ran ace king into aces, and then we just ran bad in a few medium pots. So we ended up down $700. Thank you for tuning in for the stream. We'll try and get back with you tomorrow. I'll stick around to answer any questions, but all the best, and thank you for tuning in.